Hello, you wonderful people! Welcome to the first, technically second, video of Redo June, a month where I'm going to redo my first month on YouTube. And for this first episode, I'm redoing my Miitopia video, which is the third video on my channel, but it was actually planned on being my first. Check out the Redo June announcement video for the full story. Now let's get on to it. Cue opening. So Miitopia is one of my favorite games. While it does have its problems, I still love it. And one thing I definitely love is the job system. You have RPG classics, warriors, mages, clerics. But then you also have pop star, scientist, and flower. Yeah, this game's fun. And today I'm going to explain all the Miitopia jobs, Chuggaaconroy Pokemon Bio style-ish, to help you decide what job to pick on your next playthrough. Here we go! Oh, and some time ago, a commenter that goes by Team Awesomeness left a bunch of comments. These comments acted as bonus info and corrections for my video. Thank you, Team Awesomeness. I'll be sure to add the relevant points you made. But now, it's time to start with Miitopia's first job, the Traveler. But there's not much to say. It's the default job, and you're only a traveler for like 5 minutes. But it does have in-game stats, so that's why I'm mentioning it. But at the very least, the Traveler will allow me to explain how all the job information will be formatted. So for one, I have drawn each job. This is something I wanted to do for the original video, but forgot to do. Along with that, I formatted the stats differently too. Now also showing the stats of level 50 Miis, along with their fully upgraded gear, but I won't include food upgrades. Food upgrades can be used to increase a stat by 99 points. And here's how the skill chart will look like. And quick note, when a skill says NA, then it's usually an auto skill. Skills that go off on random, you have no control over these. And if a skill says magic, then it uses the magic stat instead of the attack stat. But with all of that set up out of the way, let's talk about the jobs of Miitopia. A fiend known as the Dark Lord attacks the town of Greenhorn and steals its people's faces, in which you are asked by a worried mother to save her child's face. She'll give you her family pendant, and when confronting the monster that has the child's face, a voice will call out to you. The pendant will reveal itself to hold a guardian spirit, who will help you by giving you a job to help you fight. And the first of these jobs is the warrior, wields powerful swords, and is skilled at both attack and defense. The warrior has high attack, high HP, great defense, and pretty okay everything else, making it an offensive tank. The warrior learns both great offensive skills and even some great support skills. All the slash skills deal immense damage, and the snap out of it moves helps party members in need. If you're new or less experienced in RPGs, then the warrior is a great job to choose. It has a simple approach of tank hits and dish them back with twice the power, and it having 2 simple support skills can maybe open you up to playing a support main next time. Next up is the mage. Deals stupendous damage, blasting away enemies with magical might. The warrior specializes in the attack stat. The mage, as you probably guessed, deals with the magic stat. The mage is a glass cannon, the best magic user in the game in fact, with high speed and the best magic stat to use for offensive skills. Speaking of offensive skills, the mage learns the most amount of skills of any job, and all of them use the magic stat. Most notably, by level 9 the mage would have learned fire, lightning, and explosion, and after an enlarged weapon at level 11, almost every skill the mage learns is an upgrade of these moves. And let me tell you, these moves deal heavy damage. The name of the game for the mage is to outspeed and one-shot opponents. Another great job for beginners. Just watch out for your MP. Now we have the cleric. The go-to support role. Tends to the party's injuries with divine magic. Another magic user, but this one focuses almost entirely on support. All but 2 of the cleric skills are support skills. As you'd expect, the cleric heals party members. It also removes status conditions and revives fallen party members. Righteous Anger is a move that will one-shot any non-boss enemies, but is also extremely inaccurate. And Aura is a pretty good damage-dealing move. The cleric might not be for everyone, but if you want a good healer, then you can take matters into your own hands. The thief. Swift as the wind, with a repertoire of skills designed to confound enemies. One of the fastest jobs in the game, and one that introduces a gimmick with its basic attack. With the Thief, the basic attack will hit all enemies on the field, going from right to left, dealing less damage as it goes to the left. This makes the Thief great for spreading damage, especially if you pair it with the Hyper Sprinkles. The Thief learns a mix of offense and support. The Trap skills will put up a barrier. This barrier will hurt opponents when they try to hit you or your party with physical attacks. Whirlwind Blades, Phantom Strike, and Rock Rain will spread damage to multiple enemies, or just hit one enemy multiple times. And with Backflip, the Thief can be a bit of an evasion tank. And now we get into the wacky jobs that Miitopia is known for, with the Pop Star. Inspires the party with boundless energy and the magic of sound. With the highest HP in the game, the Pop Star is an HP sponge. Like the Thief, the Pop Star's basic attack will hit all enemies on the field. The Pop Star is also the only job to have two variations, a male variant that wears a snazzy tuxedo, and a female variant that looks like an idol singer. However, these variants are a choice you can make. They are not tied to the gender of your Mii and do not affect their stats. So you can have a male Mii dressed as a female pop star or a female Mii as a male pop star. This makes Miitopia the most woke Nintendo game. Encore gives a teammate an extra turn, Love and Peace solves quarrels, and Angelic Voice can revive multiple fallen party members. But it also has a high chance to fail. The life of the party. And finally is the Chef. Cooks up cures and stirs up trouble in equal parts with the trusty frying pan. Brock joke. The Chef is a defensive support class. It has one of the best defense stats in the game, which is helped in large parts due to its unique quirk. Along with its attack, as you upgrade your weapon, the Chef's defense stat will also increase, and this is on top of armor upgrades. Flambe is a nice attacking move. Banana Fritter upgrades HP bananas, but will stop working after HP bananas are fully upgraded. And Monster Dinner turns enemies into meals, but it's very inaccurate. Just watch out for Spicy Dish and Spicy Dinner. They cause quarrels. And with that, we have covered the first 6 jobs of Miitopia. But the fun ain't over yet. On your way to next door after saving the kingdom, the Dark Lord attacks your party at night. He kidnaps your party and seals away your job. But luckily, the Guardian Spirit will allow you to choose a new job to keep the fight going, and even introduces 3 new jobs. Let's talk about those, shall we? The first of these new jobs is the cat. Dainty paws, cute little whiskers, vicious shredding claws, meouch! The cat is the game's primary attack stat glass cannon. Its best stats are its attack and speed, with everything else being below average to average. I mean, you can't be defeated if you defeat your opponents first. Similarly to the warrior, the cat learns a good mix of support skills and offensive skills. The cat is probably one of the best jobs in the game. It always does the most damage in my playthroughs. So if anything I've said piqued your interest, then I'd recommend the cat. Next is the imp. Ever the cause of mischief and mayhem, but cute enough to get away with it. The imp is who you'll be using to put status effects on the opponents. The imp indirectly makes the team stronger by making the opponents weaker. The pitchfork skills allow you to deal direct damage, but the real fun comes from the status skills. Sweet Whispers distracts an enemy, the draining skills steal MP or HP, and Charm gives a party member the hyper status. The imp is a fun job that can fit almost any team, and with the draining skills, it can be a nuisance for the enemy. Now finally is the scientist. Applies the power of science and technology to aid you in battle. Being a mixed attacking glass cannon, the scientist can easily be the ace of your team. It learns several great attacks, Black Hole being one of my favorites, and a great amount of support skills. You can increase a teammate's attack with Ignite, prevent status ailments with Safety Mask, and then there's Absorb. I mentioned this in my original video, but Absorb's description always confused me. To me at least, the description would imply that you heal a party member when they receive damage. That's what it says. But in game it heals them when they deal damage, which makes more sense for the name. Please let me know if anyone else had this confusion. It could be a mistranslation. Another 3 jobs down, but we're not done yet. Once again, after you're done with your business in next door, your party heads to the realm of the Fae. But like before, the Dark Lord attacks you in the night, kidnaps your party, and seals away your job yet again. But just like before, the Guardian Spirit will allow you to choose a new job, while offering 3 new ones. The first of these new jobs is the tank. So next up is the princess. refined, charming, elegant. Friend and foe alike shall bow to such majesty. Okay, fine, I'll talk about the tank. A wicked weapon on wheels, packing a large cannon and plate armor. As you'd expect, the tank does meet the requirements for that name. It has high defense, great HP, great attack, passable MP, and has the unique trait of being the only playable job with 0 speed. And aside from food upgrades, that speed ain't going up. And before we get to the tank skills, let me ask you a question. Have you been playing Miitopia and thought,
I wish that using the basic attack would cost MP, even though the point of the basic attack is that it's what you use when you're out of MP.
Then I have some news for you, because the tank's basic attack costs 2 MP to use, and if you run out of MP, oh well. Human Cannonball and Wild Shot cause quarrels, the laser moves don't deal nearly enough damage, and Repair is a healing move that takes 2 turns to set up. As you probably guessed by now, I am not a fan of the tank. I had a tank as a party member, and even played as one before, and both times, the tank was easily the worst party member. But with that disappointment out of the way, we can talk about a good job. The Princess. Refined, charming, elegant. Friend and foe alike shall bow to such majesty. A support glass cannon. It can distract enemies, avoid hits, avoid status ailments, restore a teammate's MP, and even deal massive damage. While the title of princess might sound dainty, the princess is anything but a damsel in distress, a true heir to the throne. And finally is the flower. Harness the power of nature to brighten everyone's day. It's an HP sponge like the pop star, and also hits all enemies with its basic attack. The fragrance skills heal party members, life dew is a revival skill, flower power makes party members angry, increasing their attack, and occasionally allowing them to attack twice. If you missed the pop star, the flower is a great choice. Now we have covered the 10 jobs that you'll unlock in the main campaign of Miitopia. But we're not done yet, because there are 2 unlockable jobs. For the first of these jobs, you'll need to go to the Traveler's Hub. The Traveler's Hub is a place where you can help people and get rewarded as a result, and eventually you'll run into a vampire me. This vampire's mansion was overrun by monsters. After helping them, they'll give you a pendant. With this pendant, the Guardian Spirit will let you know that you've unlocked a new job, and I think you know where we're heading. Say hello to the vampire. This beauteous immortal flourishes the forces of darkness with flair. The vampire is a mixed attacker. Their basic attack will hit all enemies on the field. The vampire is made for battles of attrition. Curse will hurt enemies who hit you with a physical attack. Revive has a chance of, well, reviving you. And with Enthrall, he can pass his ability onto teammates. While the vampire doesn't start learning skills until level 7, since you unlock it late in the game, you can probably get there easily. A great job? But whether it's worth it or not is up to you. And now for the final job. By defeating the mini-boss at the end of GLaDOS, you'll find a pendant. With it, you'll unlock the elf. An elf of the forest, armed with the power of an enchanted bow. Remember the fab berries? This is how you can have one on your team. The elf is weird. It has more attack than magic, yet most of its skills use the magic stat. Dancing Arrow distracts an enemy, and is also the only attack skill to not use magic. Forest Aegis reduces all damage, Counter Arrow can protect a party member, and all other skills either give support or deal damage. The elf is post-game, so like the vampire, it requires commitment. We have now covered all 14 jobs of Miitopia. This was where the original video ended, but there's something I want to add for this remake. Something I forgot to add in the original video. The bonus thing I want to talk about are the horse whispering skills. The horse is something new to the Switch version of Miitopia. During the latter half of Greenhorn, you'll find and adopt a horse. By building a relationship with this horse, you unlock horseplay assists, which can help you regain MP, snap you out of status ailments, and even deal strong attacks. Most notably, when the player's relationship with the horse reaches level 15, you unlock Horse Whispering, special attacks that can be used at random. Only the player can use these, and have various effects depending on your job. They require powerful MP to use, will drain all your MP, and cannot be used during auto battles. So now let's talk about these super moves. Warriors have the most basic Horse Whispering attack, a simple joust that deals heavy damage. With mages, the horse will grow wings, turning into a Pegasus, allowing you to summon a great lightning storm. The cleric will also turn the horse into a Pegasus, and will use a skill that revives all fallen party members. The thief will ride on the side of the horse and cut right into all enemies. This will also have a high chance of giving you a rare food item. The pop star and horse will strike glamorous poses and inspire the party to enter hyper mode, increasing their damage output at the cost of restricting them to basic attacks. The chef will feed the horse a spicy dish, causing it to breathe fireballs onto all enemies. The cat and the horse will start off by adorably cuddling with each other, before the cat jumps off the horse and attacks enemies with vicious might. The imp will use butt jab on the horse, causing it to go wild and turn into a devil horse, ramming into the enemy side. This does hurt the imp though. The scientist will create cannons out of digital magic, allowing the horse to fire lasers at the enemy side. The trash can, tank, will also give the horse weapons, this time being missiles. The horse and princess will elegantly dance around the field, restoring the party's MP and giving them the full of energy status, increasing their attack and defense. The flower will grow plants around the horse, healing the party and once again giving them the full of energy status. The vampire will enthrall the horse with dark energy, allowing them to overwhelm enemies with the might of a vampire king. And finally the elf. The horse runs around, allowing the elf to shoot 3 powerful arrows. And there you have it, a remake of my Miitopia video, more along the lines of what I wanted. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and if you saw the original, I hope this version was more enjoyable to watch. I hope to see you all next week, when I remake my Mimikyu video. Have a nice day, you wonderful people.
Thank you.